the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Trustee Khan?
Here.
Trustee Minks?
Here.
Trustee Sheba?
Here.
Trustee Thill?
Here.
Trustee Travis?
Here.
Trustee Whitko?
Here.
Mayor DiMaria is absent with notice. So I'd like to know if I could get a motion to appoint a trustee for Mayor Pro Tem for tonight's meeting.
Yes, I'll make the motion to appoint Trustee Wicko as Mayor Pro Tem for tonight's meeting. Second.
Motion by Trustee Travis, second by Trustee Sheba. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you, everybody. Can I get an approval of the minutes of the regular meeting of February 25th, 2025?
I'll make the motion to approve the regular meeting minutes of February 25th, 2025.
Second that.
Motion made by Trustee Mink, seconded by Trustee Khan. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, special reports. Tonight we have, I'm going to ask Paul Rizzo, to the law enforcement liaison for the Illinois Department of Transportation, to come down to the podium. Paul is here to present our police department with an award for their efforts in the 2023-2024 Illinois Traffic Safety Challenge.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You want to go back? Paul Rizzo, noted the Illinois Department of Transportation, and we sponsor a friendly competition between police departments to evaluate their traffic safety programs. And we are not a toasters for tickets endeavor. We want to see policies, we want to see training, we want to see the public information and education efforts, and we want to see how effective their efforts are. So your police department, in the championship category, because if you remember, I was here last year and I presented them with their first place in the category award. This year, in the championship category, which is the first place winners from every category in the competition, these gentlemen and ladies were third place in the championship category. But the pièce de résistance, because I like every opportunity to use my high school French, is the Judges Award, which is the award that's presented to the agency that does the most with what they have. So you're not going to have an agency like Rockford or Arlington Heights or Naperville always winning an award like this. This is the agency that takes what they have and does the best job with it. And I'm proud to say that these guys are very good at what they do.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Congratulations, Chief and gentlemen. Yes, we know that you guys are the best. It's nice to get the public recognition, and making the most with what you have is so important. I think every department in Morton Grove does that, but you guys are exemplifying the spirit, and we really appreciate it. So congratulations. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.
All right. Public hearings, there are none. There are no plan commission reports. So it's time for residents' comments on agenda items only. Any resident want to speak on agenda item? Hearing none. There's no president's report tonight. Clerk's report?
Thank you, Your Honor. The April 1st consolidated general elections coming up. Residents have the opportunity to vote for village officials, including mayor, clerk, village trustees, township trustees, library commissioners, park district commissioners, and school board members. Morton Grove will be hosting an early voting poll site at the American Legion Memorial Civic Center at 6140 Dempster Street in Morton Grove again this year. Early voting starts Monday, March 17th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Saturday, and 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Sundays. The last day for early voting is Monday, March 31st, and the election day is April 1st. More election information can be found online at cookcountyclerkil.gov/elections. That's the end of my report, Your Honor.
Thank you. Staff report, Village Administrator.
Yes, I have 3 items to present tonight, 2 ordinances for first reading and a resolution for approval. So I will start with ordinance 2509, which is first reading tonight, is setting the commencement date for the terms of office for the village president, village clerk, and village trustees elected in the April 1st, 2025 consolidated election. This is just to set up the schedule. So for May 27th, 2025 will be the installation of the new mayor and board following the election. So I do want to clarify, and thank you, Mayor Pro Tem, for catching this. If someone were to look at our legislative summary in the original purpose, it said May 25th. I don't think we're going to be installing anyone on a Sunday. So when we get to the second reading, that will be corrected. But our ordinance, more importantly, does have the correct date of May 27th, 2025. And once again, this is the first reading for this item. The second item is ordinance 2510, which is first reading of an ordinance amending Title II, entitled Boards and Commissions, Title I, Chapter 8, Section 12, entitled Code of Ethics, and Title III, Chapter 4, entitled Family and Senior Services Department of the Municipal Code of the Village of Morton Grove. And what these items are, they're covering 3 basic kind of components. One is our boards and commissions, and I would say this is clean up and kind of help out some operations. So the big things are changing the minimum number for commissions from 9 to 7. So you still could have more than 7, but it's at a lower number, so it's easier from an OMA perspective. We're removing some of the old language that was in there related to when we first made the commissions and had very specific terms. So the terms of board and commission members doesn't change. It's the same as the rest of the code. It just cleans up some language that was needed for when you started it, but doesn't apply anymore because we're past the beginning for the boards and commissions. We made some changes to the Code of Ethics, or we are recommending changes. We're defining families and the expectations for staff and elected officials just to understand what everyone's responsibilities are in regards to contracts. And the third component of this ordinance is in regards to the Family and Senior Services Department. Really, this is just updated to reflect status quo. If you look at the code now, it says many different divisions. The department is very, very small for family services. And so if someone were to look at it, we want it to reflect the actual operations. And so the change in code doesn't change anything with our operations. It just reflects the status quo that is currently in the village. And with that, I'm happy to answer any questions, but that's just first reading for that item.
Any questions or comments? Hearing none, okay.
And my third item, which is a resolution for approval, is Resolution 2512, which is authorizing and approving an agreement between FGM Architects, Inc. and the Village of Morton Grove for architectural services for a combined Morton Grove Village Hall and Police Station complex. So this is, I know we brought this up before, and this is one where we hope to have a lot of things bringing to the board and for the public's information on this topic, but this is going to be the actual architectural design for our future Village Hall and Police Department at 6201 Dempster Street, which is currently a Fifth Third Bank. So this is a continuation of the Village Board's effort at the end of last year where we purchased that building, and this is going to actually be doing all the architectural services and helping us from the beginning of that process, starting as soon as this contract is executed, through the next 2 or 3 years as we build the building. So what they've developed a proposal for us, and we've had staff review it, is looking at all the architectural designs needed to demolish part of the building, to renovate the existing 30,000 square feet and add a 14,000 square foot building for police, while also addressing the parking lot and really helping us to have Village Hall and Police Department that we'll be able to use for the next 40 years. So staff did a very good job of reviewing the proposal, taking a look at the optional items that FGM's presented, and the total cost is expected for this to be $1,625,590, which, and looking at the typical cost for architectural services, is pretty in line and actually on the lower end of what you would expect for a project of this magnitude. And with that, I'm happy to answer any questions on this item.
Any questions or comments? Anyone want to make a motion?
Make a motion to approve Resolution 2512 as presented.
Second?
Motion made by Trustee Thill, seconded by Trustee Travis. Any questions or comments? Please call the vote.
Trustee Khan.
Aye.
Trustee Minks.
Aye.
Trustee Sheba. Trustee Thill.
Aye.
Trustee Travis.
Aye.
Trustee Whitko.
Aye.
Resolution 25-12 passes 6-0, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Chuck. Reports by trustees. Trustee Khan?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, go ahead.
All right. I have an ordinance 25-08 to present tonight. This was introduced on February 25th, 2025, and tonight it's the second reading of this. Ordinance 25-08 is amending Title I, Chapter 11, Section 4, entitled Fees for Specific Permits, Licenses, Certificates, and Services of the Municipal Code of the Village of Morton Grove to update the fees for building permit plan reviews. And I hereby make a motion to approve the ordinance 25-08 as presented tonight.
Second.
Motion made by trustee Khan, seconded by trustee Thill. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, please call for the vote.
Trustee Minks?
Aye.
Trustee Sheba? Trustee Thill?
Aye.
Trustee Travis?
Aye.
Trustee Whitko?
Aye.
Trustee Khan?
Aye.
Ordinance 25-08 passes 6-0, Your Honor.
And that's the end of my report, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Mink?
Thank you, Your Honor. I have two resolutions this evening. The first resolution is 25-10, which is authorizing the execution of an agreement between the Village of Morton Grove and Johnny Rockets Fireworks Display Company for the 2025 Morton Grove Days fireworks. For several decades, the Village of Morton Grove festivities have included a fireworks display as part of its 4th of July activities. The village conducted a competitive bidding process for the fireworks display in 2025, and the Johnny Rockets Fireworks Display Company of Lincolnshire, Illinois, was determined to be the successful bidder. The Johnny Rockets Fireworks Display Company provided the fireworks display for 2023 and 2024 Morton Grove Days, and has met or exceeded the village's expectation for safety, quality, and duration. The 2025 RFP included the village's option to extend the contract for 3 additional years, so 26, 27, and 28, at the village's sole discretion. This resolution will authorize a contract for 2025 and further authorize the village administrator to execute a contract extension for 2026, 2027, and 2028 without further village board action if those extensions are warranted. The 2025 contract specifications are set forth in Exhibit A, which includes the 3 options, starting with fees for $30,000 for this year, $32,500 for 2026, and $35,000 based on 2027. This resolution authorizes the village administrator to execute the contract with Johnny Rockets for up to $35,000 based on review and consideration of the 3 options by the Special Events Commission. I want to just make a mention that the Morton Grove Days Commission is not funded. None of our festivities during the summer are funded by village tax dollars. This is all taken care of by the Morton Grove Days Commission, which is a 501c3 that raises the money through sponsorship. So that's what funds the contract for the fireworks and the contract that we're doing for, succeeding this for the carnival. They pay us to be here, which helps raise the money to cover all the festivities that we have. So I make a motion to approve Resolution 25-10 as presented.
Motion made by trustee Mink, seconded by trustee Sheba. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, please call the vote.
Trustee Sheba?
Aye.
Trustee Thill?
Aye.
Trustee Travis?
Aye.
Trustee Whitko?
Aye.
Trustee Khan?
Aye.
Trustee Minks?
Aye.
Resolution 25-10 passes 6-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. My second resolution is 2511, which authorizes the execution of agreement between the Village of Morton Grove and North American Midway All-Star Amusement, Inc. to supply the carnival rides and amusements for the 2025 Fourth of July festivities. For decades, the residents and the visitors of Morton Grove have enjoyed Fourth of July festivities provided by the Morton Grove Days Commission in conjunction with the Morton Grove Park District and the Village of Morton Grove. These festivities have traditionally included carnival rides and amusements. In 2023, the village issued a request for proposal for the provision of carnival rides and amusements and the option for 3 successive years thereafter. The responses to this request for proposals were reviewed by the village's Special Events Commission, which determined North American Midway All-Star Amusement, located at 2500 West Higgins Road, Hoffman Estates, provided the most favorable proposal for the requested rides and amusement. The village does receive a percentage of the gross income that's received by the vendor. I move that we approve Resolution 25-11.
Motion made by trustee Minks, seconded by trustee Sheba. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, please call the vote.
Trustee Phil?
Aye.
Trustee Travis?
Aye.
Trustee Whitko?
Aye.
Trustee Khan?
Aye.
Trustee Minks?
Aye.
Trustee Sheba? Resolution 25-11 passes 6-0, Your Honor.
Okay, and then I do have a final comment. Because we just experienced daylight savings times, it's a good time to remind everyone that the fire department recommends that we check our smoke detectors, making sure that the batteries work. The suggestion is to do it every 6 months when you change the time, and that way, because you're doing that, setting your clocks backwards or forward, you'll remember to have good batteries and good working smoke detectors. And that's the end of my report.
Thank you. Trustee Sheba?
Nothing official, Your Honor, just a ENRC comment. 2025 Greener Morton Grove Award. The deadline to apply for the 2025 Greener Morton Grove Award is Tuesday, March 31st. The award program recognizes businesses, organizations, groups, and multifamily residential facilities that have promoted or implemented environmentally sustainable practices. Winner will be honored at the Village Board meeting in April and in village publications. People interested in applying should visit the village website at mortongrovil.org/greenermg, as in Morton Grove. That's the end of my comment. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Phil?
Yes, Your Honor, I have one ordinance and one resolution. I have ordinance 2511. It's being introduced tonight. It's amending the Title 5, Chapter 11, entitled Bicycles of the Municipal Code of the Village of Morton Grove. I have Resolution 2513. It's authorizing a contract with HH Electric Company for the traffic signal and the street lighting maintenance program. I move we accept Resolution 2513.
Second?
Motion made by trustee Phil, seconded by trustee Travis. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, please call the vote.
Trustee Travis?
Aye.
Trustee Whitko?
Aye.
Trustee Khan?
Aye.
Trustee Minks?
Aye.
Trustee Sheba?
Aye.
Trustee Phil?
Aye.
Resolution 25-13 passes 6-0, Your Honor.
I have two other comments. One is that the 50/50 tree program is still open. If you need any information on it, please call the Village Hall. And another comment I'd like to make is that the Public Works had the street sweepers out this week, and I saw them picking up trash along the forest preserves. I have to say that I think Morton Grove is probably the cleanest town that's around. End of my report.
Thank you. Trustee Travis?
Yes, Your Honor, I have ordinance 25-12, an ordinance creating Title 4, Chapter 6, Section L, entitled Hotels and Motels of the Municipal Code of the Village of Morton Grove. The proposed ordinance will update regulations related to standards for the operation of hotels and motels within Morton Grove. The ordinance was designed to create a minimum level of expectations for hotels based on best practices. These regulations will ensure that hotels do not rent out space on an hourly basis, that room service is provided on a regular basis, and that each room will be rented no more than once per day. Additionally, hotels will provide sufficient safety and security to protect occupants while also providing assistance to police. Once approved, the village will communicate the updated guidelines to hotels within the community to ensure the new standards are implemented. I move that we pass ordinance 2512 as presented.
It's first read.
Oh, sorry, it's a first read. Sorry. Okay, and then I also have at CRC Business, Adopt a Planter, as a part of the 2024 Winter Adopt a Planter Program. Residents decorated evergreen trees in the planters along Dempster Street and Waukegan Road. These trees are now available for residents to adopt for free. Residents may sign up by visiting the village's website to receive one of these evergreen trees. Public Works staff will deliver the tree to your residents in April of 2025 for you to plant on your own property. That is the end of my report. Thank you.
Trustee Travis, and I don't have any formal reports, so we'll move to other business. Is there any other business? Seeing none, presentation of warrants, Trustee Khan.
Thank you. I'd like to present a warrant register for March 11, 2025 in the amount of $942,597.13. And I make a motion to approve the warrant register as presented.
Motion made by Trustee Khan, seconded by Trustee Minks. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, please call the vote.
Trustee Whitko?
Aye.
Trustee Khan?
Aye.
Trustee Minks?
Aye.
Trustee Sheba?
Aye.
Trustee Phil?
Aye.
Trustee Travis?
Aye.
The warrants pass as presented, 6-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. Any residents' comments? Anybody? Okay, seeing none, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion made by Trustee Minks, seconded by Trustee Thill. All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting ends at 7:21.